How do you get a second meeting when you're raising startup funding? Your goal when you're pitching an investor for the first time is not to raise your funding. Your goal is to get to the next meeting. And getting to the next meeting will eventually get you to your funding. And that's what today's video is all about. I'll explain, based on my experience raising over $100 million in venture capital and private equity funding, the 7 steps you need to take to get to the next meeting. I hope you like it. Hi, I'm Brett. On my channel, I help early stage startup CEOs like you raise money and grow your startup. So if this sounds like you, then hit the subscribe button and the bell so you get notified every time I release a new video. Let's get started. And let's start with the first thing on our list. Number 1, you need to understand how fundraising works. It is extremely rare that it will take one meeting to raise funding. I've pitched hundreds of investors and I've only had this happen to me once. Just once. That's it. In my case, I was able to raise money in one meeting from an angel investor who had worked with one of my co-founders. He already understood the business and he was predisposed to invest, so it was a slam dunk. Besides that, the least number of meetings it took me to raise money was 4 meetings. The point is, there is a process to raising money, and you need to understand the process and the timing. This impacts how you present your company to potential investors. For example, investors aren't expecting you to do a deep technical dive in a first meeting. In fact, doing a deep dive, unless you are asked to, will appear out of order and you're likely to lose the investor. This leads us to the second point on our list. Number 2, you don't have to oversell, but you need to get to the point fast. Yeah, you're not likely to get an investment in your first investor meeting. However, those first moments that you're in front of an investor set the tone for everything that comes next. So follow the best practices of great presenters. Start with an origin story of why you started your company. It should take no longer than 1 minute, and it should transition seamlessly to your executive summary. This is literally where you win or lose the opportunity to go further. You want to design an executive summary that lays out the problem you are solving and your solution to the problem that is, at the same time, simple, yet gets investors to realize the uniqueness of what you are doing. Watch this video for more details on developing your executive summary. Now, let's say you've gotten investors hooked based on your executive summary. You are still not assured that you're going to get to the next meeting. The rest of today's video lays out the remaining steps in the process. And let's start with this step, number 3 on our list. Number 3, you are prepared for the end of the meeting questions you are going to get. Imagine this. Your first meeting with an investor is about to end, and you can tell they're excited about your company and the next meeting appears to be near certain. But not so fast, because investors are going to ask you some questions that could derail you if you're not careful. The first question is likely to be this: where are you at in the investment process? Let's start with understanding why investors are interested in where you're at in the investment process. They want to understand how quickly they need to move. For example, maybe you have a term sheet that expires in a week. That's something investors want to know. So you should tell investors where you're at in the process. If you're just starting, then say you're just starting. If you have a term sheet, then say that. But don't do this. Don't say you're about to get a term sheet. Never, ever do this. Even if another investor has told you they're about to give you a term sheet, You want to wait because it can always not happen. And then it hurts your standing with the investor you're in front of. Just be patient. You can always let this investor know you have a term sheet when you get the term sheet. The next question you're likely to get is this: what valuation are you expecting? My advice is to tell investors we'll let the market determine our valuation. The market is investors. This is what they do for a living. So let them make you an offer. If they keep pushing you for an answer here, then answer by saying something like this: I've seen companies like ours valued between X and Y. Remember, investors know all this information, so if you give a valuation that's way too high, you'll only hurt yourself because investors may not think you're very realistic. The third likely question you're likely to get is this one: who else are you talking to? Ugh, I hate this question. This is a question that you don't want to answer directly because it really is none of their business who you are talking to. And you don't want to tell investors this because it can only hurt you to tell an investor who you're talking to at this stage. So here's what I recommend you do. You should politely say, I prefer not to say. The investor will back off at this point. Okay, you're done answering the investor's questions, but you're still not done. The next thing on the list is something you want to do before the meeting. Number 4 on our list. Do your research about the person in the fund you are meeting with. Remember, raising money is high-level selling. You are selling equity in your company in return for a lot of money. In any high-level negotiation, it is critical that you learn as much about the other side as you can. So go to the investor's website, go to their LinkedIn page, and look at their social media. You're looking for anything that will help you learn more about what this investor cares about, likes, and dislikes. And you're especially interested in their view about investing. And this leads to the next point, number 5 on our list. Number 5, make sure you ask this important question: what are the next steps in the process? You want to know what their investment process is and when things will likely happen. That's the goal here. This will also give you an idea of how interested the investor is in your company. The more detailed the answer is, the better chance you'll get to a next meeting. Then you want to ask this question, which is number 6 on our list. Number 6, ask the investor, what concerns do you have about our company? This is my favorite question to ask an investor because you want to know what they're worried about. Now you can address their concerns when you are in front of them. This is so much better than not asking what they're concerned about because they could have a misconception about your company that you can clear up right now. A bonus of asking this question is you'll get some direct feedback from investors about your company that can help make your pitch a lot better. And now we're on to the last point, number 7 on our list. Number 7, you are prepared for the next step in the investment process. Remember, you are competing with other potential investments this investor is looking at. You never want to be the delay in the process, so you have your data room ready. You're ready for technical diligence, and you have your references ready too. If this content is resonating with you, then please hit the like button right now. One final thought. Most investors are going to pass on investing in your company for reasons that have nothing to do with your company. Remember, for every 100 face-to-face meetings an angel investor or VC takes, they will likely invest in one company. That's it, just one. So the odds are against you getting to a second meeting. Rejection sucks. I know this too well. It's part of the process. That's why you'll always want to be prepared every time you pitch an investor because you never know when lightning will strike. Now, what did you learn from today's video? Put your answer in the comments column below today's video. And if you have any questions, put them in the comments column too, and I'll be happy to answer them for you. Now, I have one more thing for you today. It's my free startup pitch deck template. It has all the slides you need to develop an awesome pitch deck. Click the link below today's video, and it's yours for free. And for more great content, click on the video at the end of today's video. And if you haven't already, then click the subscribe button to get notified every time I release a new video. I'm Brett at brettjfox.com. Thanks for watching today. Take care. Bye.